Unfortunately, we have so many. This happened yesterday.
Okay, they're going to
That's why I thought if you didn't need me, I could just take a break. We could decide about 1 o'clock which one.
There's Jesse. Hi, Jesse.
Are we good?
Achoo, you have a cold,
Good
Jesse?
morning, everybody. We're getting the last people seated. For your safety, I do need you to remain seated at all times. Arms, legs, heads inside the train. No eating or drinking of all those wonderful treats on the train. And yes, you do need to wear your mask the entire train ride. Let's wave goodbye to everybody as we leave the station. Wish them all a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Wave, Jesse, wave. You gotta wave bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Hey, bye-bye.
All right. We're gonna be seeing our greater kudu.
Also, as a friendly reminder, the entire Toledo Zoo is non-smoking. All right, enough with all these rules. Let's find some animals. There are some cheetahs over here. I hope you've been looking at them while you were waiting in line.
Look, the big
There are
kitty cat.
3 cheetahs. They're all boys. They're brothers. They're triplets, actually. They just turned 6
Penguin, look at
at the end of June. There's one in the center sort of rolling around by that log. He just stood up. Clear across the exhibit, there's another one pacing back and forth. Cheetahs are your fastest land mammal. They can go from 0 to 60 mile an hour in 3 seconds. Top speed is 70 mile an hour. But there's a downside to that. Because they start out so rapidly, their heart rate, blood pressure, etc. goes sky high right away. They can only run for about 5 to 8 minutes. That's it. So they really have to stock what they're going to chase. They have to line things up perfectly before they start running. And if they don't catch whatever they're after in that time frame, no dinner that night. They do have a very thick, bushy tail that has a little hook on the end. That helps to stabilize them when they're running really fast. If you're going to make a quick right or left turn, when you're running 70 mile an hour, you need something that acts sort of like a boat rudder to keep you from flying out of control. Above your seat in the yellow are some of the animals we're going to see in the main savanna. And they're all right here. So we want to go very slow right here. I'm telling the driver. Most of our animals are in this very first section. So I want to point them out to you. The one that's harassing the greater kudu, the little white one there, is Steve. He thinks he's bigger than he is. Steve is an Adra gazelle. The antelope with the curly horns is a greater kudu. And the guys with the big white horns are Watusi cattle. So they all have horns, first of all. Nobody has antlers. So if they were to lose one of those horns, that would be a problem. It's not going to kill them, but it definitely would affect their quality of life. On the Watusi, the big white horns, and the greater kudu that have the curly horns, those are actually hollow. They're not as heavy as they appear to be. They have a honeycomb system of blood vessels inside of them, which help to regulate their body temperature. So on those really hot days we had this past summer, they were pretty comfortable. The blood flows into those horns, cools down a little bit, and then goes back into the body. Yes, well,
Jesse, are you having fun?
the Adra gazelle, he's pretty frisky. The Adra gazelle is a critically endangered species. They're losing their habitat, they're losing their food source. So they have, the Toledo Zoo have enrolled Steve, our Adra gazelle, into a program called a Species Survivor Program. One of 2 things is going to happen. Hopefully, over the winter, we are going to get a female, or he's going to go somewhere where there is a female, so that they can hopefully increase that population. The greater kudu with those tall curly horns, they're very gentle animals. They use the shape of those horns and those narrow white stripes that go down the side of their body to camouflage themselves. They would rather hide than fight or try to outrun an animal. Now the Watusi cattle are very interesting. They're actually domestic animals. They don't run wild. If you were to go on a safari in Africa, you would not see the Watusi cattle.
Lila, the chickens are coming off.
Property
Yeah.
owners purchase them to show off. They're used as a status
Welcome
symbol.
to the stream, everybody.
You drive by property in Africa and you see a lot of Watusi.
Special guest, Jesse.
You know that the person that lives there is probably wealthy
Look,
and
look,
probably
there.
important.
Look, right there.
These
The
little
guinea fowl.
critters here are
The chicken.
helmeted guinea fowl. And yes, they're chickens. They're used for food. They're used for their eggs. But in Africa, they're also used as watchdogs. They're very territorial, very protective. So property owners will buy a herd of them, depending on how much acreage they have, just to roam around the property. And if anything unusual shows up, they start squawking. And they will squawk so loudly you can hear them up to a mile. Now they're pretty close to the train, so you can actually see that little red helmet on top of their head. When they start to overheat, that helmet lifts up and will expel some of the heat that's inside of them. And as a reminder, please everyone, make sure you have your masks on, up over your mouth and your nose. Thank you.
Whatever.
As you look over the savannah, you see the trees out there. They don't have any leaves from about 20, 25 feet down. That's because we have really tall giraffes. We have Maasai giraffe. Now the Maasai are not out on the main savannah today because it's too cold. However, if you look all the way down, next to that wooden fence, there's a tall metal building. We'll get closer to it. And there's a big tall door that is open. That's where the giraffes are. When the 2 trains ago when I was on here, one of the giraffes did come out. So we might get lucky, we might get to see them. We have Maasai giraffe. Maasai are the tallest of all the different species of giraffes. To give you, kind of put that in perspective, an average adult female giraffe is around 15, 16 feet. We have a 19-footer. That's why all those leaves are gone from so high. You look in the center, one of those trees has a blue basket tied up in the tree, and that has food for the giraffes. So when the giraffes are out on the savannah, they can still eat in a natural way by standing and reaching up and grabbing food. Our 3 giraffes are all females. The oldest is Charlotte at 19 years old. You can always tell Charlotte because her tongue is hanging out. She's missing a few teeth, so that tongue likes to just hang out. Our next oldest is Elvira, or Ellie. She will be 17 on Halloween. That's how she got her name, Elvira. And her daughter, Thule, is 9 years old. These are examples here, these structures of termite mounds. The tall pointy one means it's active. If it were real, it would still be filled with thousands and thousands of termites. The short one, you can see that that point has partially collapsed because the termites are no longer in there to support it. It's hollow, so when it's empty, it's a great shelter for a small animal. We have 3 ostriches over there, sort of in front of the giraffe building. The male is laying in the grass. He has black feathers, and the 2 females are standing there with the grayish-brown feathers. Ostriches are very tall birds, 8 to 10 feet tall, but too big, too heavy to fly. They can run. Now, they can maintain an average speed of 30 miles an hour for 30 minutes. That's huge. During that time, they can do bursts up to 40, 45 miles an hour. And they have such strong legs and feet that a well-placed kick will kill an adult lion. They're very strong, and you never want to get them mad at you. Also, you hear ostriches will bury their heads in the sand. That's a myth. What they do when they're laying down is they'll stretch that long neck and head along the ground, and it's very hard to see, and it appears that it's buried in the sand. have a wombat over here on the left, but Lily is not out right now. So you're going to get a nice view of our ostriches, and I still do not see a giraffe peeking out. Jasper again, the male with the black feathers. Because of those black feathers, the male sits on the nest of eggs at night. And those black feathers help to camouflage those eggs in the dark. But during the day, the females take turns sitting on the nest. All the females lay their eggs in a single nest. And when those eggs start hatching, they have to remember which ones were theirs. They know which egg is the last. This is our watering hole. In the summer when it's miserably hot, there's usually a lot of animals hanging out down here. You can see one of the Watusi, his name is Handsome. And right behind Handsome, the guy that has more white is Bailey. The other two Watusis are Curly and Sir. Let's see if the cheetahs are here. There's one pacing along the fence line. There's another one walking. Brother number 3 might be in the bushes. Oh no, all 3 of them are back there. Thanks for riding with us today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you're having fun at Pumpkin Path.
Why are you upset?
Now, please remain seated until one of our train attendants releases you.
What's the matter,
When
Jesse?
it is your turn, and they're going to start at the back of the train. When it is your turn, duck your head down and make sure that you have all your personal belongings. Please don't leave anything on the train. Thanks, everybody. Have fun.
Somebody said that the train ride is over.
Back on the train later.
We're going to do the train again. We're going to do it again, honey.
We'll do the train again in a little bit, okay?
Let me get up.
Hold up a second.
Oh.
We'll be okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's alright.
It's all right.
On the train, we have to get off and let other people take a turn. We'll be back on with Karina.
It's okay.
And
It's okay. Breathe for Dan.
take a breath, okay?
Breathe for Mr. Lotso.
Take a breath, okay? No. Okay, look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
All right.
Are we done? No. Okay, breathe. Breathe.
All right. All right.
Okay, well, we have to get off.
Well, we're
okay?
going to step out. Come on, Jesse. Hold me in.
All right, come on.
Hold me in. All right.
We gotta find Karina and Cameron now. But I can't.
It's all right.
We gotta find Karina and Cameron now.
It's all right. Thank you.
But I can't.
It's all right.
I told you to wait for us to actually like the train. Okay, well, so we'll pass around.
Oh, thank you very much. Yep, Jesse. Jesse wants to keep on the train.
Yeah, it'll be cold.
It's okay, baby. It's okay, my little Jesse. Look at the hat. Put your hat on. Here we go. All right, little Jesse. With Lotso. All right, let me get.
Come here, Lila.
Turn around, stand next to Mama. Stand right here next to Mommy. Turn.
No, she gotta get lion toy. We need like. What? Guys, wonder why I Look up, Lila. Look up.
There's Jesse, everybody. An alien and a penguin.
On camera.
Yup.
We're gonna go get Karina on camera.
Come on, keep following Mom. Keep following the alien. Okay. Come on, little Jesse. Okay, come on, come on, hand. I know. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Breathe. Okay. Shh, it's okay. Breathe. All right.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is.
You're supposed to be telling me, yes. Oh my God, you look good. It looks good on you. You shut the hell up. You're too Wow, Mom. Maybe Candy will come out.